Pattison Ave, lights burn bright, whole CK and Willie bringing the fight. Fuji's got stories to make your night, with balance take sharp as a knife. We're rocking out and heading up the scene. Sports fanatic dreams extreme. From the Eagles' pride to Phillies' dream. Stay tuned and your screen turns green. Pattison Ave Phanatics train for brains. With fire written on veins, we spark the flames. Take it up high, no holding back. We're picking them all, stay on track.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Pattison Ave Phanatics Show. I'm your host, Tom Kelly. With me, as always, Willie Guns.
I'm back, bitches.
Alan Andrew Cabbage just ran away for a minute. We got Mike Fuji in the building.
My bad, gentlemen. My bad. Dogs.
Fuji, let him have it.
Kevin Mench, spring training. Everybody get ready for your fighting Phils.
We got special guest in studio with us tonight, Kevin Mench. We're going to bring him in right now. Kevin, thank you so much for jumping on with us.
Yes,
Thanks,
absolutely, guys. Always a pleasure.
It.
It's been a busy couple weeks, hasn't it?
Oh, my God. Absolutely.
Can't get off the Super Bowl high still. Right in the spring training.
I'm watching it.
It's crazy.
Now, Kev, looks like you were born and raised in Wilmington.
Born and raised.
So you a Philly sports guy, like all the way across the board here?
Absolutely.
That's awesome. That is fantastic to hear. So
my favorite player growing up, baseball wise, right there. Got a chance to meet Schmitty several times.
Michael Jack.
I had an opportunity to meet Mike Schmidt at the Courtyard Marriott down in the Navy Yard a few years back. And I worked for FedEx for a long time, and I go to get a signature from the lady at the front desk, and he was checking out, and she asked him for his information. I said, "Are you kidding me? You don't know who this is?" I was like, "I remember watching this guy hit his 500th home run in Three Rivers Stadium when I was a kid, sitting on the floor watching a game with my dad, and he was real humble. So that's pretty cool that you got a chance to meet him. How was he? Good guy?
Do what?
How was it meeting Mike Schmidt?
He's very down to earth. Just a very, very cool guy. Got a chance. They were doing an autograph thing here in Arlington, and I was backstage, and just got a chance to meet him. I said, "Hey, I got this jersey. Would you mind signing it for me, personalized?" He goes, "Yeah, absolutely."
Nice.
That's why I stay silent, because I was going to ask you if that's actually autographed. So There you go.
So Kev, let me ask
and
you,
it's pinstripe. Nice.
Look at that.
It's a zipper too.
Right.
Wow, that's nice, man.
It's
Nice to have it. Oh, by the way, congratulations on your career, dude. You actually, we've been doing a little research on you. You had a nice little career right there in the MLB, man.
Hell yeah.
I appreciate it. I don't know what's up with my camera angle. It looks like I'm down a tunnel.
Sorry.
It's all good. You're better looking than we got up here. I'll tell you that right now.
Speak for yourself, Tay. Speak for yourself.
We got Norm. Norm's my partner over here at Cole County Entertainment. He's asking, how was it being a Phillies fan, playing for the Rangers? Like, how often did you play against the Phils in your career? I see you played for four major league teams.
Our first year interleague, we went to Philly, and I just remember the Dallas sucks chance, and I'm just out there just taking it all in, loving every bit of it. I've always been that way. So they got a chance the Phillies were here 2 years ago, opening day. Get a chance to go down. My son, we're down batting practice. He got a chance to hang out with Bryce Harper and some of the guys. But seeing those guys, I've been playing in the American League most of my career, so we never really crossed paths. Would I have loved to play in Philly? Absolutely. But it's how, man, when I was home, there's so much going on. Everybody wants your attention. Being from back there, everybody wants to, and it's just hard. It's hard to even focus on what you're actually doing because there's so much going on outside of the baseball itself.
So I'm assuming you go to Phillies games.
Yeah, when I get a chance to, I'm looking forward to next year, the All-Star game.
Oh wow!
It was here in Texas this year, and I told him, I said, I'll do it. I'll help out this year coming up. 25 is in Atlanta, and then 26 is in Philly. 250th anniversary of the country.
Wow.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
2026. Yep.
That's
Beautiful. That should be a good time. So Kev, let me ask you a question. Just kind of get into the spring training. What is it like this time of year? Do players, being a former big leaguer, do players get excited as the fans do for spring training? Is it more monotonous for you guys, or is it nice to just get back in the clubhouse with the fellas?
It's a little bit of both. And when the season ends, you really don't talk to anybody unless you're playing golf and they're around here. But most of the time, you don't talk to anybody. Christmas comes, and then all right, it's January, you start doing baseball stuff. You start to get that itch, right? Here we go. You start to get that itch, and now, knowing when you got 6 weeks till you got to report. And I would usually go out right before pitchers and catchers, maybe a couple days before, because we were in Arizona most of the time. Get your physicals and everything done. Go out and just get tuned. So it was that was the beauty of it. You look forward to it. And then, you knew that grind was going to start mid-February and go till, depending almost into November.
Nice. Yeah, it's
But it was fun though. That was the best part of it. There's just that, and I remember that when I finally retired from playing, April spring break came around. I'm like, wait, I should be doing something right now. What am I supposed what's going on? And wait, because I never had a spring break growing up. Everything was going on. So, it was one of those things. Jackie Moore, who was the bench coach here for a while with Houston, we were talking. He's like, Mench, he goes, 56 years I did this. And I felt like, man, this feels good. I don't have anything to do now, right? Because you're so regimented schedule-wise. Spring training is not so much, but once you get in the season, it just becomes just a routine. And that's your family for 7-8 months. You play 162 games in 180 days. And then then you play 29 games in 30 days of spring training. So, it's long for sure.
Wow.
Kevin.
So is there any like partying going on during spring training, or is it just all business?
No, there is a little bit. We'd have night games, and then, if you're only playing 4 or 5 innings, you go into the clubhouse and have a few cocktails or whatnot.
There you go. I like
if before games started, we were just out. That's why I said we'd go out before pitchers and catchers doing stuff, and we'd be on the golf course, we'd be out drinking, having a good time. But you really, once you started playing, as you progress through spring training, you start playing more and more games. Your body you've got to adjust to it. And then going to Arizona with the time change, we'd go out and do stuff, and I'd fall asleep at 5 o'clock, and I'd wake up at 7:30, and it's still dark. And I'm like, oh my gosh, did I miss something? Realize, wait, it's 7:30 at night. I still have another 12 hours before I have to be anywhere, because you're not used to any of that stuff. Your body can't. You can do everything you want, leading up to it. Lifting weights. What you cannot prepare your body for are cleats. You cannot get your feet ready for what you deal with wearing spikes all the time. So guys have learned how to modify. We did when we were playing. We learned how to modify them. I found a pair, because I was an Adidas guy. I found a pair of Adidas shoes, and I would take old spikes, and we found this company in New York. We'd send them off, and they would basically put the spikes on your tennis shoes, so you could actually have the comfort in doing that stuff. Oh yeah. So now they've got molded spikes and everything else, but man, even when we go play stuff now, celebrity games on baseball fields, I'm like, gosh, dog, no, I don't miss that, just pounding on the dirt and stuff, and just the cleats feeling through your shoe, feeling the bottom of your feet. It was terrible.
Yeah, that's why during football a lot, I couldn't do the cleats. I know Rob was always wearing them, dude, but we always played football growing up together. We played this game called Hail Mary. Yep. And basically you threw the ball up, and whatever guy gets a catch, he gets 4 catches, he gets a win, and the other guy becomes the quarterback, and you keep rotating. But we had a rule: if you caught it before the end zone, you had to run it in. And listen, we did not hold back on each other, And I had to wear sneakers because, like you said, cleats always hurt my feet.
Yep. Oh yeah, for sure. And those guys, and it's just that constant pounding. That's the one thing I don't miss, was that part of spring training. So it got out there in tennis shoes and everything else they could, but like I said, we figured it out. Now they got interchangeable ones and all kinds of stuff.
That's pretty awesome. And it's cool. As soon as you came on, I saw in your background Phil's jersey, your Schmidt jersey, and I was going to ask if you were a Phil's fan. And it looks like it's a 78. So what are you, 45, 46?
47.
Okay, 47. So you and I, I'm 43. We shoot a lot of the same there. So were those 93 Phils? Was that your kind of like your squad in your heyday there and watching baseball?
Yeah, probably. I mean, through that we were at that All-Star game in '96 as well in Philly, which was fun. Which was fun. I remember going to that. But yeah, I mean, it was just I think just Philly sports in general. You know, having older brothers being a part of it. You know, those '80s Flyers teams and stuff. You know, I got a chance when I was a kid going through Philly Airport. I got the 76ers to sign napkins with Barkley and all those guys were there.
Nice.
You know, that was the cool stuff as a kid. You know, going through the airport and seeing these athletes and stuff. So I mean, I've always been a collector. I just love, and I'll pass it on to my kids. My son especially loves. He's a big Philly guy with everything. So I mean, I've got tons of stuff that's just, you know, everything's Philly. I've got a whole other room full of stuff. I'll walk in there in a second and I'll show you all the stuff I've got in there because that's all I do. Nice. I love collecting things more than anything.
That's awesome.
Right. Nice. I actually have an interesting question, though. I'm sorry. I have one question. I really stuck to me is I never got to ask any athlete this, but I get to ask you, and thank you for being a professional with us. I really was wondering about when you got traded from the Rangers. Were you warned about that? And also, like, how did you feel? And how was the process? What did you have to go through?
This is what it feels like. All right. All four of you, grab your stuff and go. You're headed to LA right now.
Wow.
You don't have to. You got to go grab whatever you can and go, because you're got another show to do in 5 hours. So when you get out there, you got to. That's basically what it feels like to be traded.
Jesus.
Wow. Right.
Yeah. You get you got to stop at the ballpark, get your stuff, come home, pack, and then leave, and that's it.
And hadn't you just like hit franchise record home run or something? Right.
Yeah, I got
the 50,000th RBI. Oh no, hit
50,000 hit in team history, and then I got traded the next day. Yeah.
I know. I mean, that
crazy.
might have upped your stock, I guess, and they were already planning on it. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I had heard at one point I thought I was going to get traded to the Phillies. Even when I was drafted, when the Rangers scout had called and said, "Hey, you know, we were thinking about taking Mench in the 5th." He goes, "You better not, because the Phillies and Yankees were going to do it." So I got taken in the 4th round.
Wow.
So, but I mean, I grew up around. I mean, Rolly Carpenter's boys, David and Bobby, went to school with my brother at Delaware. So I've been around, you know, Phillies people forever. Terry Francona, John Vukovich. I've known those guys forever. Right. I played with Vuk's son, Vinny, at Delaware, and then another one of my teammates is managing the Blue Jays now, Johnny Schneider. He's a Philly boy.
Nice.
So get a chance to be around it, and Vuk got me my seats. I got the old vet seats out on my patio.
I love it.
The ones with the Liberty Bell on the side.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What numbers? What seat numbers?
1 and 2. The end seats.
Oh,
perfect.
Wow. Yeah.
Vuk pulled some strings for me and got me 4 of them. My brother has the other 2.
That's so awesome.
I remember standing on the side of the Schuylkill Expressway when they brought that thing to the ground. I was in the building for the last ever Eagles game there, the NFC Championship game against the Bucks.
As was I. It was not a very it's one I would like to forget.
Unforgettable moments.
Rondé Barber. If I seen him in public, I'd tackle him to the ground right now. The guy haunts my dreams.
And what about the home run record that you set also? What was that? 6 or 7 straight games? Yeah, man. How were you feeling during that time, bro? Was it like when you woke up in the morning, like, y'all getting one today, I'm getting another one today? Like you had to be locked in.
I never really thought about it. I was just more concerned with the media. I was like, gosh, they always around, and they say, I said, I'll be glad when it's over because you guys will leave me alone. I just never I mean, the media is always fun to mess with, but I never really thought about any of it during the, in hindsight, that Saturday night, should I have tried to? But I was just more concerned with trying to win baseball games. The funny thing was, it happened after the whole shoe thing. So we go to Seattle. I hit a ball off the top of the wall. I think it missed by going out by like maybe 6-8 inches. And then the streak started the next night. Then I set the record in Cleveland. And then Mike Trout, Philly boy, big Eagles fan, his dad went to Delaware. He tied my record in Cleveland, of all places. So I haven't had a chance to talk to Mike because he's been hurt every time they come here. So, but yeah, so I got a chance to do that. I think Frank Howard had a record before that at 5. But there's only been 2 righties to hit more than 6.
You were locked in, man.
That's
you were
insane.
locked in.
I never really thought about it. Yeah, you don't think about that stuff. I had a 3 home run game. A guy come up to me and told me, he goes, "Did you know that those were in 3 consecutive innings?" I said, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, it's like only the second time in Major League history it's ever happened."
Wow.
What innings were they? What?
Like the 4th, 5th, and 6th. It was 3 home run game against LA.
Wow.
It was like, I think it was like June or July. The guy told me long after my career, he goes, "Those were 3 straight innings." I said,
Do you remember the pitcher? Do you remember the
I
pitcher?
hit 2 off the same pitcher. It was a lefty, and I hit another one off my buddy. Joel Peralta was the other one. The other guy was a lefty.
Man,
So
how was batting practice that day? This is crazy. You get to ask that question. How was batting practice going?
Like I said, I didn't even think about it. I didn't think about much.
Uppercuts.
Yeah.
Well, that's so Kev, I gotta ask you, now that you're obviously out of the league and some of these new changes that are coming in are on the horizon, what are your thoughts on this automated ball strike challenge system?
Wow. Baseball's going to sink itself with that. It's just, I mean, I've seen it's terrible. I mean, you're going to be on my soapbox here, and I'm going to go start talking about it. I mean, I mean, all the new rules. We did a celebrity softball game this summer at our AA ballpark here in Frisco, and I was standing on a base. It is literally the size of a pizza box.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, wow. Just wow, this is what we're dealing with now. All these records, what's his name? De La Cruz with his 40 stolen. I'm like, Ricky would have stole 200 bags a year.
Yep.
With all this stuff. I don't want to hear all this stuff. The bases are closer, you got the pitch clock, you've got the infield, the shift now. You can't do that because you're hurting guys' feelings. What else? What else can we throw in there now? You have the umpire stuff. Now in college, I don't know if you do minor league baseball, they have the double bases now, like softball. You have the red base and the white base. I think I've seen it at the college level. I don't know if it's creeped into professional baseball yet, where they have the safety base.
God,
is that like if you're not fast enough to make it to actual base, you get to this one and you're okay?
I guess so. There's no collisions at the bag. Can't break up a double play, right? You can't run the catcher. I had Zani on my show one day, and he's like, "Menchie, if that had been me, we'd still be doing it." But because it was Buster Posey, right. And I get the breaking up the double play rule. Yeah, Chase went a little overboard on some of those, but don't ruin it for everybody. Fine him every time he does it. Just like guys that were human rain delays in the box. That's what the pitch clock was. They're trying to do, speed the game up. But you got people that are paying $350 to go to a game. Hey, I got to go to the bathroom and get something to eat. You come back and you've missed 3 innings.
Yeah, that was another question. Is these rules that are meant to? I mean, they're geared towards basically the ADHD generation. And that's I have ADHD myself, so I get it. They're gearing it towards the younger generation. But it feels like, if you like baseball, you like baseball. You're not going to make it fast enough to pull these kids that might be more into basketball or a game that's a little bit faster than baseball. I think if you like baseball, you like baseball.
Yeah, analytics, as I call it, is destroying the game. Right, everything's about exit velocity.
Yeah.
You look, Sports Center. They lost 17-1, but guy hit 480-foot home run with 105 exit velo. But last time I checked, 315 feet. If I hit it 316 feet, I still get the same amount of points as you get.
Right? Yeah.
Right.
I get it, like the home run derby, that kind of stuff. Yes, I want to see dudes hit it a mile, right? That's what I want to see. I mean, it was hard watching a home run derby here in Texas because the ball just doesn't travel like it did, at the old ballpark. So they weren't. You want your Sammy Sosa, right? Dudes hitting it up on the concourse type of stuff.
Right.
I don't want ball scrapers, but that's what I mean. Just go find the biggest dudes and let them go at it and just see.
So there's another. What was your favorite park to hit in?
I mean, at the major league level, it's like hitting in broad daylight. The lights are so good. I mean, it just really like. So Oakland is terrible at night because it's the humidity. It's just there's no humidity. It's just the moisture in the air, whatever that's there.
Right.
So we'll bet on some Oakland games then.
Playing in Vegas now.
Oh yeah. Well,
Here,
so there's no more
where's-
Oakland at all baseball.
Right.
There we go. We got you back, Kev. We lost you for a second there. What was that?
We lost you at Oakland.
Are they in Vegas? I know they in Vegas this year, or when are they going to be playing there?
I thought they were there this year. Anybody look that up?
I'm on it.
Fact check that, TK.
Oh, of course, Willie Guns. Anything for you.
You know I'm not.
Kevin,
Well,
as far as going forward, do you see robots like taking place of umpires someday? I don't know about robots, but something.
I play golf with some of them here, and they talk about it. It's so tough for them because, you look the box. It's on TV, right? That everybody sees. It sits about this far in front of the plate, so it's not right over the plate, right? And then the radar guns are so juiced that have you seen the comparison they've shown Nolan fastball to like the guy throws like 105?
Right.
And Nolan's fastball probably would be 110 miles an hour then if that's what they're going by today.
Wow.
Because it's got there that much faster. But everything's about the numbers and stuff. And then as far as the umpires in these strike zones that they have there's an app I guess they go to and they look at how they're graded and everything else. But I mean, you're taking the human element out of it. What are you going to argue with? The robot? The umpire's like, I just tell what the robot did. Go talk to the robot.
All right.
What are you supposed to do?
It's crazy though, but it would make you look back at all the history of baseball, and the what ifs. Like there's been so many times somebody struck out, and it definitely wasn't a strike.
2028 in Vegas.
Caught looking and everything. So it's
2028.
like now that you bring that in, it makes those guys think like, damn, I wish I had this, or I wish I didn't have it. So I feel like you're always going to have some will like it, some won't, and like TK was saying, it's probably the younger generation that is coming up, the newer players in the league and stuff like that, they would actually benefit off this or not benefit off it. What do you think? Do you think that they would like it because they're younger and we're like older and we like the old school way?
I think it's tough. I mean, because look at everything now. You look at the pitch comms as well, right? The catchers and stuff. The pitchers are. It's in there. Whatever. It's in their hat. They're talking. They're not even giving signs anymore. So it's basically nothing. I think at some point you're going to get to it where, all right, I'm going to pay you $25 million. You're going to sit at home. You're going to play yourself in a video game and just do it that way. Why go out and hurt myself and do it that way? But this is just what it's become. I mean, and that generation you talk about, they want everything so fast, right? That there's no way to slow anything down. I mean, look at ballparks now. The nets. There's no fan interaction anymore, right? You have to talk through plate glass to go see people. People are getting hurt. Well, pay attention. Don't take a newborn to the front row of a baseball game.
Right. Watch the game, bro.
Yeah, stay off your phone.
Stay off your phone. There you go.
Yeah.
Stay off your phone.
You've got guys sliding into bases and cell phones coming out of their pocket.
Yep.
If that would have happened when I was playing, I would not even been. They'd have been like, pinch runner, pack your shit and get out. You wouldn't have made it home. Now you've got guys with iPads in the dugout. It was a hockey game I was watching one night. One of the players looked at it, and one of the veteran guys came by and grabbed it and just threw it. Really?
Wow.
I mean, think about it. Would you rather be watching the game on TV or watching it in person? Any sport event.
Right. And
because you see everything, right? The TV, you can only see so much of the screen, right?
Mhm.
But being there, visualizing, seeing the game and seeing how guys are positioning beforehand helps you adjust to the game. And that's what I learned. That's how I learned as an athlete, was to sit there and watch the game flow. I go up and look at, balls and strikes type stuff, but I'm back down there because I want to see the game and how it's flowing and get a feel for it. These guys are just all over their computers. That's it. Right to the computer and everything else.
Do you think baseball live is probably the most entertaining sport live, like to watch?
Baseball live, myself, is boring as hell.
I don't know, when I'm sitting up in the stands, like, because I had all the experience, I feel like baseball and TV sometimes is tough to watch. But of course, the quicker pitch count now, like now that the pitcher's not gonna be able to take his time and scratch his nose, and the batter's asking for time all the time. I do like that they rush it, but also live, man, it's like it's so much quicker. Like when you're just sitting in those stands watching it over and over again.
There's so much that comes into it though too when you're at a ballpark, right? The smells, the sounds, and everything.
Right.
TV, you don't see that, right? You don't pick up on that kind of stuff. And going to the games, yes, it's fun. you hear a lot of people talk about, well, hockey's so hard to watch on TV. Once you go though, and you're there, that's what I mean. You can see everything.
Yeah.
The whole part.
Yeah.
But now they have those. What's the place called? It's almost like a IMAX where you're actually sitting there, but it feels like you're sitting on the 50-yard line. You see everything. I forget the name, what the place are called, but you're able to enjoy it and see it that way and kind of understand it. But it's still not that, like you talk about, Willie, that feel and the smells and the different sounds you see that are there. Right. That's the beauty of sports and being there. But I mean, if how much you're paying for this stuff, you want to enjoy all of it. You don't want it to be over in 2 hours. I mean, if you're paying that much to go, right? Especially, I grant, if you've got a little kid they're not going to last more than 4 innings.
Right. They always want to leave. A lot of people want to leave early at baseball games. It's crazy. A lot of the Phillies games I went to, I've actually seen season ticket holder people just leave early. They didn't give a damn what the score was. They're just leaving, to make sure that they get through the parking lot and stuff. And me, I don't care. Like I'm watching until the end, even if we're getting blown out. Like you never know what's going to happen in baseball. We've seen great comebacks happen late in games and stuff. And like I said, every time I went to a Phillies game, I've never ever was like, oh wow, that wasn't a good time. Like baseball live to me is it's so much different than it is on TV.
Yeah,
I do like football. It's tough to watch because a 3-yard run sometimes is like, oh damn, it looked like it was more than that, But that's all it was. And I think hockey live is amazing. Hockey,
yes,
wow, lot going on.
They're trying to. I did like the Four Nations thing that they just did in lieu of the All-Star game. Remember Fox 20 years ago tried that red dot on it? Yep, looked like laser tag.
The trail, the whole trail behind.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, I get it, but hockey's got to be seen in person. Right?
Yeah,
because you don't see the, especially on a check or something. You don't all you do is hear the boards on TV. There you're actually, you see it, you follow it, and still can catch up to where the puck is. I mean, I grew up playing hockey. I love hockey. Hockey's probably my number one sport. Hockey and football to watch are the two best that I love doing. But there's nothing better than watching hockey live.
Kev, do you coach baseball nowadays?
Not anymore. I just sit back and watch. I hear too much stupid.
We have a youth team that we're coaching up here this year, 13, 14, 15, 16-year-olds. What kind of advice would you give to a kid that age of, trying to really take it to the next level in baseball at that age?
They're right at that growing point. Are they going to? I didn't hit my physical peak till the summer of my senior year of high school. So I mean, that's one of those things. I mean, I could play. I just didn't have that physical ability until once I got that summer, my senior year. I just went off from that point. I hit everything. Just finally, just kind of clicked. I think physically with everything. So I mean, it's one of those things where you just you look at your parent as a parent. You're like, okay, I didn't develop till late. Maybe they're not going to be that way. But kids that age, like I said, it just because you'll start to see them, right? You remember those kids at 8, right? And then there's some that are just doing this already 8, but then they're 15. They've peaked. Right. You can see the kids though that can continue to grow as far as their athletic abilities and their skill set. If you can tell it's on an upward path, that they still got a lot to go. But then you can also see the ones that have kind of really just peaked. So I mean, at that age, it's just one of those things you just gotta. It's a tough age because of that aspect of how the body is, right? Because you've heard of kids growing 5-6 inches and putting on 30-40 pounds over a summer just from a growth spurt.
Yep, that absolutely happened to me. Well, look, Kevin, thank you so much for your time. I don't know if any of the fellas got any other questions for you. I know we had you for 15 to 20 minutes. We already had you for a half hour here, so we really appreciate your time.
I love talking sport. It doesn't matter to me.
We always will. Listen, you're always welcome on this show, man.
Anytime.
Just have one question. Did the Phillies do enough in the offseason?
There you go.
Going forward.
Is Painter going to make the rotation?
Is Painter?
Painter, right? That's his name.
Painter, yeah.
Painter.
Because Taiwan Walker just last year did not. That he's the one guy that it's you've got Wheeler, and I think Nola's probably a 3, and then what's his name, the lefty? I can't think of his name. Drawing a blank.
Luzardo.
No. Ranger. Yeah, there's my son yelling. Ranger Suarez.
Thank you,
So
son.
my son's yelling from the background. So I don't, and health is going to be the biggest thing, right? But is it Kepler's the guy they brought in?
Max
Yes.
Kepler from Minnesota.
Yeah. So I mean,
They didn't get any
they were in
younger,
it,
right?
with what they were doing, I think it's just going to come. It's going to come down to pitching and defense, which is what it always is, right? Is Soto going to make that big of a difference in New York? I don't know. It's just, I mean, he can play for sure, but I don't know. That division's going to be fun to watch for sure. I see Atlanta's got a bunch of question marks as well. So I mean, it's, I don't know. I think basically the bottom line is get in, because anything can happen once you get in. You can back your way into the postseason. Just get in, and anything can happen.
Now, I going over your history, did you play any postseason ball, Kev?
Did not have the opportunity to.
Gotcha. All right. One more question before we let you go, let you get out of here. Being a hitter yourself, how do you feel about them moving Schwarber to the 4-hole?
It seems like it worked out with him leading off.
Agreed.
I don't know why they're. So where are they going to go? Who's going to lead off? Are they going to go Turner, Harper, Bone?
I thought it was. Yeah, I thought it was Turner, Bohm, Harper. I thought they were going to put Harper at the 3 spot.
Was staying in the 3.
We'll give him more at bats. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
but are we going to get the hits with the first 2? Like that's a worry there too.
It might be a trial thing, and then next thing you know, Schwarber's back to leading off.
Yeah, because it seems like he's done the most damage from that leadoff spot, right? I mean, I don't know if he's a 4-hole guy to do it, right? Bohm hit 4 last year, right? Didn't Bohm hit 4?
Yes. Yeah. After Harper, Harper was still in 3.
Runs. So I mean, I think is Castellano back too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
Nicky C's back.
He needs to stay where he is in the lineup. He's got too many holes in that swing of his to give away that kind of at bats. I mean, I like Harper in the 2 or the 3. It just depends on who's behind him. But I don't know if Schwarber in the 4-hole is going to be. I don't know. I mean, depending on Kepler, if he's what kind of. I haven't seen him play in a while. You could go him. I think I like Turner in the 2-hole and putting Harper in the 3, and then Bohm, and then maybe Schwarber in the 5.
Is that normal?
Left, right, left, just for matchups.
I guess so. But is that normal in baseball to take your leadoff hitter and make him a cleanup hitter?
Not when he's hitting 40, 30 homers a year, really. You're just hoping he's doing it with guys on base. I know he hits a lot of leadoff homers, so who knows? But now the problem is too, they're going to pitch him different than they did in the leadoff spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
true.
So his mentality has to change with it too. So I don't know how long they let that ride and see, but I think you can't, like I said, you leave a Schwarber. You go Schwarber, Turner, Harper, Bohm. Trying to think who else is out there lefty wise that can, then you just throw the rest of them in there through the 5 through 9 holes and just see.
That's a lot of trust too. It's a lot of trust to put him there.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe they'll see how it does in spring training. I don't know, but if you're trying to limit his at bats, by pushing him farther down, I don't know. If you're going to do that, you might as well just throw Harper in the 1 hole because you only bat lead off once.
Yep.
Right.
That's what they were saying about Schwarber last couple of years. You only bat lead off once.
Okay, got one last question. How short of the leash is Rob Thompson on?
Oh.
I think he's got some wiggle room with what he's been doing. I mean, you go to a World Series 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 3 years ago,
22.
Then you had to deal with some injuries. The last 2 years, 2 years ago. So I mean, you can't fight him for that. I mean, it'll. But I think if the tinkering with the lineup, but is that coming from him or is that coming from the baseball nerds upstairs? That's the question you got to ask.
No question.
Well, if you have a losing season, do you keep Thompson, or if you have a losing season?
And that's the question again. Does it come from upstairs? I remember hearing stories about Booney yelling at the dude upstairs, calling down for lineups things, and he's like, "Dude, you're upstairs in a freaking desk. Shut your mouth. I'm managing down here." You know, that's what the problem is. It comes from guys that never made it past Little League.
Right.
Hopefully, they
Because
take this Super Bowl
numbers
victory and
say,
keep it going.
Do what?
Hopefully, we take this Super Bowl victory and that lights a fire under this Phillies team's ass. And
well, it's not going to be like
take that
1980.
Philadelphia momentum,
It's not going to be like 1980 where all 4 teams make it to their respective championship games. That's for damn sure.
Well, it ain't going to be the
because
Sixers.
Chuck
It ain't going to be the Flyers. So
Chuck
this
Fletcher
Phillies
set
team's
them
got
back
to do it.
about 10 years with all the moves he made. We got goalies that are a bunch of sieves. It's
Right.
we
Always
do
had a
draft
goaltending
goalies. They either end up killing themselves or we trade them because they suck so bad, or they end up accused of up in Canada of doing naughty things.
I know. That's
mental breakdowns and shit.
Carter Hart.
Or you give away Bob Roski for Steve Mason.
Oh my God!
Bring these guys over here, and then they have. I want go find me another Ronnie Hextall, right?
And he is they're not a dime a dozen guys like that. That's for sure.
No, I don't know if that's scouting department to be able to draft guys. I don't know how the draft is with the NHL type stuff. So I don't know. I know the Flyers they're talking about that other Russian guy from the KHL. That's the Flyers are high hopes on signing him. So I mean, I don't know, but it's just Briere's got his hands full trying to pick up all these pieces. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then the Sixers, gosh, dog, they're terrible.
It's bad.
They're terrible.
The whole NBA,
even Barkley's calling them out.
product.
Dude, you guys get paid $70 million and talk about workload. You play 82 games.
Big time.
It's terrible.
I mean, I don't know about you, but if I was an athlete, I wouldn't want to miss a damn game. So it's crazy how they want to take off. Like, I don't know. Go to the gym more, bro, or something.
It's the generation itself. I mean, look at how it's played. Complaining, I played too much basketball. Really? It's an occupation. You get paid to do it. Shut your mouth and get out there and play.
There's grown men. There's guys our age that are running rec leagues like 3 nights a week.
Yeah.
It's just,
all these flop. Oh, you look at LaFlop out there doing all this stupid stuff. He would have never made it back with those Detroit Pistons teams in the '90s.
The bad boy Pistons? No way.
No, he wouldn't have.
Even the Lakers Celtics game, and then those Bulls teams. Those teams were physical. Now they're physical. Those dudes they trip over their like a toenail, and then they're out for a month.
Exactly. And then see that's why everybody, I'll go to the grave with the whole Jordan LeBron thing and watching how Jordan had to recondition his body because of the Detroit Pistons. And guys are not built that way nowadays. It's just a different mentality.
No, not at all. And that's the thing. That's the hardest part about trying to watch. You're like, gosh, dog. I mean, I saw him beads out again even longer. I mean, he's turning into Greg Oden.
Yeah.
Greg Oden?
Yep. Barely, but you remember him. Yeah.
Yeah. Because he was the first pick and he played maybe like 4 games.
Yeah. It was terrible. And then Andrew Bynum. It's another Andrew Bynum situation. I don't think he came in.
We've been cursed for a while, the Sixers, man. Look at that. Kawhi Leonard hitting that shot where it hit off the rim like 4 or 5 times or something.
Yep, that was their best shot.
That was our best shot right there. Jimmy Butler, you should have kept him the following year. Like, the Sixers organization as a whole has just been just taking a shit on the fan base. Really.
And the NBA in a whole.
Over Jason Tatum, was that right? Was it Fultz we took over Tatum?
Yes. Yeah.
Markelle Fultz. And then and as soon as you draft him, he forgets how to shoot a basketball.
Yeah.
Or was it? Wait, did we take Ben Simmons over Tatum? Was it?
No, I think it was Markelle Fultz.
It was Mark.
Yeah.
That's awful. That's even worse, dude.
That is wow. Well, like I said, look at some of these guys.
That goes back to the Jalen Rieger, Justin Jefferson pick too. So
over Justin Jefferson.
Oh no.
Well, Jalen Hurts was the second round pick.
Oh, Thego Whiteside. What was that? What did we miss out on that when we took Whiteside?
Arcega Whiteside. JJ.
Yeah. Dude,
Howie figured it out though.
He did. He did. It took him a little bit.
With Smitty, he did.
Yep.
Smitty was he the start of it? You think was Smitty like that's when Howie just started getting the ball rolling with all that. I mean, you got Cooper now. You got friggin' Quinyon Mitchell, Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis. Like, yo, he cleaned up, bro. He cleaned up.
And it helps too with the salary cap that they're doing. I was hearing rumblings that they're working on a deal with Becton right now.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep. Well, that's one of the things. Last week on our show, we were talking about kind of your wants, or your must-haves for the offseason. I think one was Zach Baun, 1A was Mekhi Becton for a lot of us.
I think Becton made such a family here that he don't want to go anywhere else.
Yeah.
Right.
He'll take the family discount because of what they, like he said, they brought him in, and Jeff Stoutland, I mean, what he's done with guys. I mean, look at Jordan Mailata. I mean, it's just
7th round pick, 2019, 2018. Never played a lick of football, just rugby.
Yeah,
I know.
And they've done, and that's what I mean, and that's what they were. And I know this draft is defensive line heavy for sure.
Big time.
So do they trade out and and pick up get more picks for it? But I mean, there's some day 2 guys that. But whatever they have, my biggest concern going into it is another offensive coordinator for Jalen now, which makes it 10 and 11 years of him playing football.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Which is so.
But now he is familiar with.
Jalen's already working out, bro. He's already working out. This boy, he's ready. I can't wait to see
Wayne Johnson was in the gym hitting the weights again.
I saw that too.
Yeah. Jurgens had surgery. I think Nolan Smith had surgery to get everything done. So I mean, it's just a matter of, like I said, talk about a beatdown. I liked who made the Ojay's Connie said that Fangio was pissed. He's like made him go through the video. He's like, how did we give up 22 points in the second half?
I love it. I love it.
That was a complete ass whooping, dude. And to do it against the Chiefs like that.
Backups in the Super Bowl to sit there and take it and.
I know, right?
Like the last 5 minutes of that game.
And you didn't even need Barkley. You didn't need Barkley at all.
He
tired out the defensive line of the Chiefs.
He drew a lot of coverage. He drew a lot of.
He did his job. He did exactly what he needed to do.
He was starting to get hot later in the game. I mean,
he still had 97 total yards, I think it was.
I think that's going to be huge next year with what they're doing with him in the pass game. Just those little dump offs and stuff for him and everything else. I mean, it's going to be. It's going to be a tough sled next year. I think we have the 3rd toughest schedule going into it, which is fine. We did the year after the Super Bowl. So, I mean, it's one of those last year. So, I mean, it's one of those things where they can do it. It's just a matter of somebody had said that Fangio was talking about retiring. But he's a Philly guy. Why not? You're right here at home.
I heard he's not ready. He's not ready to retire yet. I hope not. I hope not.
I know where his last stop. He doesn't want to go anywhere else. So
top 2 defense I've ever seen on this team. Yeah. Yes, he is. He's from actually we're up here in Schuylkill County. He's from Dunmore, PA, which is up by Scranton. Okay. So, but he's a diehard Phillies fan.
Coal-mining towns.
Yeah, absolutely. Coal-mining towns.
My mom's from Ridley Park, so.
I lived in Prospect Park for several years. Born and raised in South Philly. Grew up in South Philly. My mom and dad actually lived not too far from where you grew up. My parents are in Southern Chester County.
Okay.
So they're right up 896. Come out of University of Delaware, head up 896.
Gotcha. Yeah, I got that's what most of my family that Chambersburg area. So
gotcha.
A lot of family up there for sure. So it's always been diehard Philly everything. So.
Maybe we'll all go to a Phillies game together, man.
There you go. You got to come on up from Texas. We'll have
that'd be awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, Kevin, thank you so much on behalf of the rest of the Pattison Ave Phanatics here, man. We really appreciate you coming on.
Anytime you guys want me on here to talk smack, I'm always available.
Oh, well, we will definitely be in touch.
And you're a 4-for-4 guy, so that's great.
That's huge. It's huge for our show.
Appreciate it.
So, all right, Kevin. Thank you again, brother.
Contact info, so just let me know, gents.
All right.
We'll do.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you. Have a good one.
That's pretty solid, man. Very awesome. Very awesome.
Yes.
We're
get a lot of good insight.
Yeah,
and he's
easy to talk to. He's very easy to talk to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just one of the dudes.
I think he would have stayed the hour and beyond.
He would have. Yeah, I think he would have.
It was great.
Yeah.
Like I feel bad sometimes. I'm like, I don't know if
it's people, a good Tom. That's a good thing. Nice. No, it's a good thing, dude. You saw him get locked in. At first, his camera was like a little further away. Then he's just like, yo, I like these guys. And we like him too. Like he's 4 for 4. You can't beat that.
Right.
You just can't. And then to hear a little bit of like how he felt when he got traded, like that's pack your shit. You gotta go. You know what I mean? Like,
that was a good question.
Don't miss your bus. Yeah.
That was a good question to get some insight for sure.
Take advantage of it, man.
Real quick, I wanted to kind of bounce since we're kind of sitting on the baseball topics here. Where are you guys at with Rob Thompson this year?
I'll go first. I'll just say the normal thing is like what everybody says. You can't always keep firing people left and right as far as coaching goes. You got rid of Andy Reid, and look what happened. He went and won a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? And multiple Super Bowls. And you think about it, you got to build and build and build. And you see every time you bring a coach in, he can't get it done. He can't get it done. Now, if he lost the locker room, it's one thing. If you have players that won out because of that, it's another,
Yeah, but he regressed over 3 years. And now, all right, injuries are always going to occur. But it's like this team caught fire last year, first half, after they died right before the All-Star break. Yeah. And they just coasted and they won the division. But, they got in the playoffs against the Mets, and the Mets were hot. The Mets got hot.
And we went cold.
2 months.
That's the issue with baseball a lot, man.
They didn't have the pitching. And it's like, I don't know what it is with this team during the playoffs, but it's like the bats are hot all year. They get in the playoffs and they die. They just they go silent. And I'm sorry, you can't fire the players. I mean, all right, we thought about this with Sirianni this year, 2-2. Everybody's ready to run, take them right to the airport. Hopefully, maybe it'll be a different situation.
Right. And not only that, Thompson did, there was times where I was screaming at the TV, take this guy out, take this guy out, take this guy out. Next thing you know, you're just giving up run after run, hit after hit. Take the guy the fuck out. I don't care what you got to do. This guy does up a little, boom, home run. Yeah. I'm like, now the game's over. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because you're bad. Yeah. Because if you watch a pitcher do that and take a shit like that, then your guys in your lineup are just like, oh my God, dude, we just got all these runs. We're struggling right here. We got something going. We just need a little bit of pitching to go on. Nothing. Right. Now they've been sitting there just in the field, constantly getting smacked around, hit after hit after hit. And now they got to go hit. And now their momentum's gone because they're like, well, I don't trust next inning if our pitching's going to be able to bail us out or whatever. And then we go up. Three batters up, 3 batters down. Their pitcher's red hot. You know what I mean? What are you going to do?
I mean, it's like
frustrating.
Kevin was saying, you're playing, you're with the same guys 7-8 months from the first day of spring training till the end of September, early October.
Right.
So, of course, you're not going to be up for every game because your body's drained. And, of course, you're playing 162 games. Who the hell's sometimes mentally you're drained, and I can understand, some guys take a night off here and there.
See, in football, you can win. Sorry, Tom. Football, you can win with defense, and you could just win with defense. But baseball, you have to win with both. You got to have pitching, and you got to get some runs. You got to score some runs, and you got to have a good bullpen. So baseball has such a mental aspect to it, dude, that it's like one thing goes, they can all go. Right. It's like it's almost like a trifecta or whatever when it comes down to it. I was like, okay, well, the bats aren't hitting. Next thing you know, the fucking pitchers are giving up fucking grand slams. Like, it's crazy.
Well, the thing is with this Phillies team, you went out and got Max Kepler, but you need a right-handed power bat.
Yes, sir.
I mean, here's another thing. JT Realmuto's caught too many innings over the last 3-4 years. The guy's 34 years old. In the last year of his contract, when are you going to, he wants to talk about an extension, but how many extensions you going to give to these? These guys are getting – the window's closing, I'm sorry.
Yes.
It is. You're very correct.
We haven't gotten any younger.
Real Muto, Wheeler, Castellanos. I mean, these guys are 32, 33, 34 years old.
Mhm.
I mean, it's like the window is closing on this.
It is closing, but I
And
tell you,
you've had
I
3
feel like
years-
they're just
you've
going
had
at it.
three-
They're
You've
just
had
going at it.
3
They're giving the
years
guys
to
one
get
more
it done,
chance.
and they haven't got it done at all.
I think they're just giving them one more chance. I think this is definitely the one more chance. I think if they don't make it this year, I think you're going to see a fucking shit ton of dudes gone.
There's a lot of turnover in the lineup.
A lot, dude. It's time for the rebuild at that point. You know,
was JT still catching? I heard rumors of them moving him to like left.
I did hear that same thing.
I mean,
yeah, I don't know any truth to it, but that's what I heard. But then if they move him to left, who's catching?
I know Marchant. They're talking about having him up a lot along with Stubbs.
Okay,
I mean, they should split the catching because those his knees. I mean, how many? 34 years old. And like I said, definitely one of the best catchers in baseball. But after time, I mean, look at Darren Dahl, 9-10 knee operations for how many years? And
right.
It's like, Real Muto the last couple of years has been dinged up. So
you got it
behind the cat.
Look, I'll call a gem right now. Right now.
Tom, you know what I'm pumped about, dude? Seriously, it's all for the Phillies talk. It's Eagles. It's Brian Dawkins.
Yes, safeties coach.
Wow. I mean, how much better are those guys going to get a tackle and everything?
Where did this come out at?
Yeah. This just happened today.
Yeah, it just came out today.
Wow. That's fantastic.
That's huge. That's huge news.
I can't believe the Eagles didn't call you to let you know, Fuge.
Yeah, they should have.
Fuge's like, damn it, BG.
Damn, I'm rather pissed off, Howie. You should have called me, Howie. I'm literally pissed at you. You didn't call me first.
Wait, Fuge, were you the one that threw that beer can? Fuge, it was you, wasn't it? You threw that beer can at Howie, didn't you?
Fuge, we gotta get a little snuff on. We gotta get my man a little snuff on. Maybe I'll reach out to him, my fellow Newman alumnus.
Well, if you saw Saquon shake up the champagne, my friend Bobby, who I was with, his whole jeans got drenched with it. Looked like he just pissed himself.
Shit. Eagles parade, I'll piss all over myself.
Saquon pulled that dude out of the crowd that was the ball boy. How fucking awesome was that? I want to be the fucking ball boy. Yeah, I mean, damn, dude, sign me up, bro. You know what I mean?
Saquon pull you off the, over the railing?
Hell yeah.
Dude, Saquon is fucking strong as shit, dude.
Did you see him chug the Hennessy?
Yeah.
Yo, dude, you see him ripcord beers like a bro, dude. Every video after the Super Bowl. It is. He went to Penn State, but every video after the Super Bowl, it's Saquon ripcord another beer. It's great.
Yeah, and it makes me think like, is he a real beer drinker? Like, does he really just do that? Is he a party animal like this?
He did go to party, but he did go to Penn State, their party or something.
He showed the Philly aspect doing that, like, and he even said that like we're the best fans in sports. Like, he didn't even just say football. And the way that, like, Nolan Smith, did you see Nolan Smith? Nolan Smith was fucking obliterated, bro.
Yes, he was.
Obliterated.
Yo, Quinyon Mitchell.
Cooper Z was pretty tossed around.
Well, you missed last week's episode. We had Fuji's colleague on. It was Al Norfleet, and it was he drove one of the buses in the parade. It was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was in the first. He was in the first.
He was in the piss bus. I'd have been weaving that thing, making piss all over the place.
I'm telling you, that had to be a surreal
everybody
experience.
Busy pissing all over.
Everybody in the bus get pissy.
Yeah, who was the Eagles player who grabbed one of somebody's kid and just took off with him down the street? And then the cops were like, "Hey, is he yours?" And he's like, "What? Oh no!" And he gave the kid back to the cops, and the cops took him back to the parents.
I didn't
was that?
see that.
I think that was Nolan
I gotta
Smith.
look that up.
Yeah,
It
Nolan
must
Smith
have been
grabbed the kid, had him, and just started walking. Just started
Did you see
walking off.
Nolan Smith in the locker room just like, dude.
See, I'm gangster, bro. If that was my kid, I would have just started walking with him. Like, yo, I'll be in this parade with you right now, bro.
I hopped around like that's my kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about Josh Sweat? Josh Sweat with the fucking the fur coat from fucking Chris Long.
Yeah.
Chris Long's fur coat.
Yeah, Chris Long's fur coat. Like the whole team's so close, even the alumni to be up there with it. Like this family aspect of the team. This could be the new the dynasty that we've always wanted. That
I
we've never
avoided
had.
it on purpose.
Philly never had one.
I fucking knew. I knew you were going to use the D word. I knew it. I knew you were going to be the one.
Hey, I also said America's team. I also said America's team, and
Joe,
you saw that.
Really going to drop the D word, and I'm going to get hammered on behalf of all Eagles fans for the D word being dropped. I see Norm off in the green room clapping because he knows that it's true. I'm going to get destroyed because of this.
Yo, dude, what offense is going to fucking score points on us like that, dude? Seriously. Yeah. And now you got Dawkins. You got Dawkins now.
You better get Zach Bond signed too.
Yeah,
man. You have to sign Bond.
Zach Bond first priority.
Nakobe Dean's just getting better. Like wow.
Nakobe Dean's going to come back healthy. The Nolan Smith, he'll have his surgery. He'll come back healthy.
That Burks kid is cheap and he can play.
Or was it Orwin?
Orion Burks.
Orion
Burks. Yeah.
Not to mention the exciting whites. The exciting whites with Blankenship and Cooper DeJean, bro. Yeah. You know, they both could tackle, and they're everywhere on the field. Like everywhere. They're, all of them, all the players are. C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Wow. Yes. What a year he had. Mm-hmm. And him crying on that sideline with Sirianni, dude. I felt like I was there. You know, I felt like I was the one crying with Sirianni because Sirianni got it done, bro. And he didn't need a backup quarterback to do it. He didn't need no fucking miracles. He just fucking took those guys into that Super Bowl and had them ready to play.
Yep.
Had them ready to play. All the shit talking that everybody said all year long about Sirianni, he got the job done. Yep. And you cannot be great without the greatness of others.
Yep. You hear him on the sideline. Tell Kellen Moore, we score here, it's over. Call it. Right? Yeah. Telling him, put the dagger in him right here. Call it. Put it in. What's he do? Deep pass.
Bomb Devontae
Smith. Boom. Game over.
Bring that into this season coming up. Just mollywop motherfuckers, dude.
Yep.
Mollywop them, and you're very capable of it. Jalen Hurts now is really taking care of the football, and if you have a quarterback that takes care of the football like that, dude, you know you're not giving the other team too many chances out there. And not only that, with Saquon tiring out those defensive lines, dude, like you know how tough it is. You see how much help you need to tackle that dude. Like it's crazy. Yeah, dynasty. I fucking said it.
Lord,
I said it, bitch. You know what I mean? I said it. Not one, not two.
I'd like to thank Willie Guns especially for the dynasty comment.
You know why I hate to say this, and I don't want to be Debbie Downer.
Cole
Hamill said it after the 08 World Series. Doug Peterson said it after winning Super Bowl 50.
New norm.
Yeah, the new norm.
Yeah, well, fuck them. Fuck them. I'm saying a dynasty. God.
You're right.
I'm a manifester, motherfucker. I manifested this Super Bowl. TK. Said it all year long. Never was scared about this team. This team's going to win the fucking Super Bowl. I said it. I was never scared. I was never afraid. I told Norman we would see you Commanders again.
Gotta have a lot.
You know what I mean? Like, I knew it, bro.
I
told TK I ain't scared of this fucking game at all. Me and TK talked on that day, and I said it straight out.
I wasn't. I told you I was more afraid of the Commanders than I was the Chiefs. They both raced them both.
Apparently, the Rams were the only competition we had.
Yeah, they were.
I mean,
they were.
But I think that's just because of the snow. I think a regular football game. You know what? I was wondering when I was actually watching it. Is this going to be a Brandon Graham moment? In the Super Bowl when he made a big play, and I'm like, we need a defensive lineman to get the fuck in there because Stafford was on fire. Dude was accuracy through he was getting rid of that football, and Carter just boom right up that middle. made it happen, dude. That was it.
Yeah.
That was scary though, because that's it. They score there, we're done, dude.
It's over.
We're done.
Yep.
It was almost like the Atlanta game when we beat Atlanta and Jalen Mills.
Yeah.
Julio Jones came down. He should have came down with that. I know me and Hail Mary. I'm coming down with that, bro. I'm coming down with that.
I can't believe.
Even if you go back and watch that play, though, even if he catches it, he comes down out of bounds. So Julio Jones would never.
Yeah.
You know.
Bad position.
That was right in front of me and my father, by the way.
He didn't position himself properly on that one. You know, you got to. The last play of the game, you got to watch your footing and everything like that, bro. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But thank God, you know, there you go. And thank God for Nick Foles. Thank God for coming down to earth and playing inside Nick Foles' big ass friggin' 6 foot. What's he 6'6" body? Whatever.
Something like that.
Number 9. God wore number 9 in that playoffs. Maybe he wasn't there for that Atlanta game, you know, but throughout the rest, that's it. Minnesota and the Super Bowl. That's where God played, and Nick Foles was unfucking believable. Unbelievable.
Yes, sir.
But Jalen Hurts, though, in that NFC Championship game, sorry, Norm, was fucking unreal, dude. Dude was just locked in.
I want to thank Kevin Mench for coming on, man. That was a phenomenal time having it. I want to thank the rest of the fellas for Willie Guns, for Alan Andrzejkowicz, for Mike Fuji. I'm Tom Kelly. This is the Pattison Ave Phanatics Show. We're out of here.
We're out.